Hey Instant Collab, it's me, Luke, again. So Denise's computer just kind of crashed today because that's what computers do. They crash and they die, unfortunately, because technology is a poop. And I'm going to be sobbing for her today again so she doesn't get punished. And I love making videos, so it's a plus for both of us. So the topic for this week is the Hunger Games. So as you may or may not know, you probably do because most people who are watching this will have read The Hunger Games because it is a good series and you should read it. The Hunger Games is by Suzanne Collins, and it's a dystopian novel about basically America in the future in this society called Panem, based off of the expression panem et circenses, bread and circuses, since that's all you need to entertain a population. Now, this is where it's going to get spoilery again, so click my hand right here, this guy, if you don't want spoilers. Gonna leave him up for a while because my hand, this is my left hand, so he doesn't get much attention. So here we are. Anyway, so Katniss Everdeen is a member of District 12, and she gets chosen as tribute to play in the Hunger Games, which is basically putting 24 kids in a death trap. Now, while the action and the fighting and the storyline is all cool, I'd like to comment on the deeper meaning of the actual text. So The Hunger Games, as Hank very well put it in his video, is a novel that depicts a society very similar to ours, if not the same, but places issues such as putting 24 kids into a death trap as nonchalant and totally normal. And that's why Effie Trinket freaks out about the mahogany instead of the fact that she's sending 24 kids to die, or rather 23. Now, this is just my experience, but what this novel and this series showed me is that when you put your life in other people's hands, there can be really bad consequences, so you have to learn to be independent. However, this is contradicted a bit later in the book, but I'm not going to tell you where, because spoilery stuff, and we ended the spoilers a few seconds ago, if I'm right. Now, The Hunger Games also really showed me a lot about character development, which helped me as a writer, because in this short novel, which is continued later in the trilogy, because it's a trilogy, the characters had to grow up really, really quickly, because they don't have the wealth that the capital has. I think this is also representative, the capital being first world countries, and then everybody else being third world countries, or developing countries even. Because the capital has all these luxuries, and they go insane on beauty and fashion, as we do with celebrity news and etc. And third world countries, okay, the other districts, are making everything, and they don't get anything. People die young, and it sucks, and it's not fair. But shit happens. It's not the capital's fault, even though it totally is. Just a second ago, I was munching on a piece of chocolate while recording on my camera and talking to you guys, when there are people out in every continent basically starving and not really having the resources to retain a good life. And it's not their fault most of the time. Sometimes they're just born into it. Sometimes there's just no job around and there's nothing you can do. However, The Hunger Games taught me otherwise. I think that if you really make a name for yourself, if you stand up, and if you decide to go out and screw with the administration and make your claim, well, you've got it. You can probably make your way out of where you are. But, unfortunately, as a later book reveals, sometimes you're not so lucky. But anyway, that's all for now. Every time I do a video on this channel now, I'm just going to leave with that awkward thumbs up. So,